You know what? I'm going to start off right here with saying some people need to just sit down. Just sit down because every time you try to take it upon yourself to make some things move, you seem to get hit upside the head with the pendulum when it swings back, as if you wasn't smart enough to know that it's coming back. Timu Ted, if you don't sit down somewhere, jeez. Welcome. Welcome to Spiller Boy TV. Listen. We've had a wonderful week. We have had a wonderful week. Okay. I ain't got too stressed out too much with Chelsea being accosted by old nutball. None of that. I've been just working through it. But then we got Timu Ted. Timu Ted always gonna try to fix something himself, and he got the worst timing. He got the worst plan. He got the worst backup. He just the worst of everything. Just in the way. Just in the way. And every time he try to fix it, it blow up in his face. So now you're gonna fix the whole Nicole problem. She asked you for a divorce. And I don't know why you act like you were shocked that it was coming, because in all this time, with all this stuff that has gone on, you can't stay away from Leslie. You literally can't stay away from Leslie. So what is it exactly, bruh, that you think is going to happen? That I knew it. I'm like, you were so busy going back and forth with Leslie because I think you enjoy the attention personally. I think you really do enjoy, your life was pretty normal. There was some little ups and downs, but she added a thing to your life, a hint of danger, a hint of intrigue. And it was like, ooh, if it's found out, it'll be a little rush. Yeah, it rushed you right out of your house. It rushed you right out of your marriage. It rushed you right over there to having a daughter that you didn't know about and living in a hotel room in the hotel with the daughter that you didn't know about, where the mama was crazy and threw the daughter out the same way your wife threw you out. So are you intrigued enough? Is it dangerous enough for you? Did it give you a jolt? It jolted you so hard you a whole different actor. Timu Ted, if you don't get somewhere and sat down, I mean, we're going to talk about it. Listen, this is Beyond the Gates, episode 122 and 123 of season 1. Leslie done got herself. She over there messing with Vanessa. She done figured it out in her head. I'm buying the house across the street from the Duprees, and I'm gonna sit over there and I'm gonna aggravate them. Now, why you think I don't get it? Y'all see what type of time I'm on today. I don't get it, Leslie. I don't know what you thought it was going to look like when you live across the street from Mama and Papa Dupree. She done already cold cocked you once. She done cold cocked you. Her daughter, oldest daughter, done choked you out at the restaurant. Why do you think that it's getting ready to be fun living across the street from these people and aggravating them? And you already know that they basically run the whole neighborhood. But you think it's a good idea. You think it's a good idea to move across the street from them and cause havoc and be playing around on their lawn. How many beat ups do you need? How many times you need to be popped? You done had the son-in-law that picked you up and then just escort you out the house. Picked you up, walked you out on the porch and sat you down like an old flower pot with a crack in it, and then slammed the door. Girl, you feeling okay? And you ain't had it with Danny yet. And I'm telling you, this ain't the time. Danny's stressed out. Danny may really get you. Remember when Danny shot up the wedding? You know what Danny did to them flowers at that wedding? And you are posing as a flower pot on the porch. Do you think you're safe? Girl, please. It can get very, very ugly. Very ugly. And in the midst of all of that, Ted with the worst timing in the world. First of all, I'm going to tell you, y'all know I used to love original Ted, Turtleneck Ted. I love original Turtleneck Ted. Turtleneck Ted was one of my favorite people when we first started watching. And that was for multiple reasons. Okay. He was just groovy. He was nice to look at, and he just had a swag about him. But then things changed. Things changed. He ended up being Miss Gladys. Mwah, 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 mwah. Hi, baby. How are you? Ted, the whole character has changed. And that's why we actually refer to him now as Timu Ted. You know, it's just everything is different. You just in the way. You just in the way. Like always in the way. Always got an idea about something. Always got some misguided attention. Always got going to give somebody some advice. You ain't got no advice for nobody, man. Going to be all mean to Andre. What? What you mean to Andre for? Because Andre out here in the streets doing it. You know, Andre running from house to house, playing with Ashley, playing with Danny. You over there playing by yourself down to the Holiday Inn. Motel, hotel. You mad, but you did all this. You did all of this. But here's where I got really, really done with Ted. In episode 123, it showed a side of Ted not respectable at all. You literally sat there and said out of your mouth, well, this one is getting back with that one due to this whole situation with Chelsea being gone. And then that one is reconnecting with that one. And so you see an opportunity for you to possibly reconnect with Nicole. How low down of a bastard are you really? So one of the grandchildren being kidnapped and a lack of leads to try to get to this person. You think that is an opportunity for you to reconnect with your wife who you violated? How low of a bastard is that? And y'all be talking about Bill. That is a whole. Now, Bill will kill you. So, okay? Bill will kill you. Bill will do the kidnapping. Well, Bill ain't going to do the kidnapping, but Bill will set the kidnapping up. Okay? Bill will set the kidnapping up. And eventually, if necessary, Bill will take you out and have you floating in the Hudson. But this, no rhyme, no reason, all for self. All for self. I can't even understand. And it ain't like Chelsea is just somebody, you know, some random person. She's not a random person. She's your niece. She's your niece. She's your niece. And she's not a niece that's like somewhere in the family. No, she is a niece that literally hung with, you sat here and watched her grow up right beside your baby girl. So what you told me in that moment is that you actually care more about Eva than you do about Chelsea. You don't even know Eva. Because you done the world for Eva. You done the world for Eva. You done gave Eva a life. You done gave Eva a future. You done gave Eva a legacy and all of this. And literally at the detriment of losing your whole relationship with Kat. I mean, you really have told us a whole lot about you, Ted, a whole lot. And yes, there's a whole bunch of stuff about uh, Nicole, and yes, she's pampered, and she was doing some things that just wasn't. I'm like, girl, sit down. But all in all, the low down, self-centered bastard that she said you were, you're proving to us that you are all those things. You are all those things. Everything is for you. Everything you did all the wrong. Nobody else did wrong. You did all the wrong. That was you and Leslie that did all the wrong. And for some reason, I'm feeling as though you're enjoying your time in it. You're enjoying it before, during, and I don't know what after is going to look like, but before and during, you seem to be getting off on it. And everything that looks like a type of a solution doesn't have anything to do with anybody but you. You are the only winner in all of it. You're the only winner in all of it. And I'm telling you, as a fan, Timu Ted, every episode you are becoming more and more unlikable. That's just me. I don't know if the rest of y'all feeling like that, but that's how I'm feeling about Timu Ted. And it's sad because I digged you in the beginning. In the beginning, I digged his character. Y'all remember, I couldn't even stand Andre. Andre used to just go all through because he was a gump. And couldn't stand Doug. You know, Doug was just too soft and too goofy and too gullible. But shit, Doug took his clothes off and said, oh, hey, Doug. Hey, Doug. And when Doug really get in his feelings and get to talking smack to Joey, I'd be like, hey, Doug. so Doug done redeemed himself almost, but he's still a little soft and scary. But Ted, you done got in the toilet. You done got straight in the toilet with the shit. You really have. You really, really have. Even Jacob, I'm even a little softer on Jacob these days with his nosy ass. Yeah, oh, Jacob, you know, Jacob be driving me crazy. Just as nosy. Said if somebody will come get him. Okay. Let's move on. So, in the midst of all that, Ted decides it's a good idea. He's going to have Nicole served. He wants 50% of her assets. Oh, yeah, Ted. Now, that's the way to get your wife back, punk. That's the way to get your wife back. When you do wrong, you go out and have a baby on your wife. The first thing to do is try to send some paperwork on her and file some paperwork on her and ask for 50% of her assets. And then if that ain't bad enough, then turn around and get the breaking things apart and go take the house off of her. Take the house off of her. Give it to your old woman. Give it to your side piece for her daughter. And all of that, he really thinks that he's doing a good thing. He really thinks he's doing a good thing because that's going to get her up off the trail of trying to get the house across the street from the grandparents. So you think that will, you deterring her from buying that house, you honestly believe will solve the problem. And it doesn't matter because you think you know. I'm looking at you, Bilo. I'm looking at you. Bilo said James Ted is lying and gaslighting Leslie into withdrawing her offer on the Fairmont Crest house. He has no intention of moving Leslie into that house. I disagree, Bilo. I disagree. I agree with some of that, but it's not a gaslight. He really believes that he's fixing the problem because he feels like he knows Nicole that well that she ain't gonna want to live in that house. I believe he thinks that he's literally fixing the problem, and it's more so to put him in the better light with the grandparents. I don't think it's him trying to gaslight her. I think he's trying to sideswipe her, but it really is, again, all to his benefit, because that would put him in good eyes with Vernon and Anita, because he done already lost Nicole. So that'll put him in. But look what I did for your parents. Oh, I could, because Ted honestly think he could explain everything away. April, ain't no way Nicole would ever agree to that mess. Only in Ted's head. Only in Ted's head. So I agree with some of what y'all saying, but not totally. I think Ted is again trying to cover Ted. And again, oh, I did this for your parents. See, I'm not bad. Look how I did that. I covered your parents. I knew you weren't going to stay here. Man, if you don't shut up, you put Nicole in a position where that heifer, the last thing we seen of her on episode 123, she was sitting on Nicole's couch with her leg crossed, telling her how she was getting to get up out of her house. So you fumbled the ball yet again, Ted. You're not getting your wife back. You're not. You done opened the door wide open for Carlton to come in there and grab Nicole with your bull crap. You say, I truly believe clown music plays in his head. Right. It gives a little taste. That Ted is stupid. He's so smart that he's an idiot. He could have at least told Nicole his dumbass plan. Right. Something. It just, I don't even know why he even why think like that. You the slowest one in Fairmont Crest. You are the slowest person in Fairmont Crest. Lord have mercy. Sitting up there every day at work with Carlton, and Carlton sniffing behind your wife. Foolishness. And it don't never occur to you to stay away from them. Stay away from Eva and her mama. Eva's, and I really don't, even with all that stuff, I don't like it. I don't like when he talks badly about Leslie to Eva. I don't like it. And again, you're going to always lose. She will always choose her mother over you, man. Yeah, he did. He all into Eva. And I'm like, child. And that, I think a lot of that has to do with he don't really hate Leslie. When I see him and Leslie, he gets into a space, and that space said to me, you really got a hold on me. That's every time I hear that playing in my head. Whenever the two of them are in a room together, and guess who else hears it playing? Leslie. Leslie know what she did. Leslie was over there putting that thing on that man. She was over there doing it. Okay. Doing it. She was over there doing all the things. He done say it, laid up there. Y'all know how it look. I ain't got to spell it all out for y'all. This is a daytime show. He checked that Leslie done laid up there and listened to him tell her about all the things that Nicole don't do. Baby, she wiped her lipstick off and did all of it. She did it all. And he, like I said, every time I see them get into a room together, I be hearing that playing in my head. You really got a hold on me. And she did. She got a hold on that nice gentleman. She did. As she should. If you're going to play second to somebody, you're supposed to do it good. It ain't nice. But if you're going to be a hoe, be a good hoe. I like my hoes honest. And I think Leslie put it on him. Leslie put it on him to the point he had to have another gentleman threaten to kidnap her baby and run her out of town. She tore him up in the dark. When the light came on, he was cockeyed. That Leslie did the do on Ted. She did. Walking all up in your wife's house, talking smack. Walk over there to your in-laws' house, talking smack. All down to the restaurant, talking smack to your baby. And that's a woman that turned a man out. Okay? Because if he wasn't turned out, he'd have put a stop to her a long time ago. There wouldn't even been all that talking. Wouldn't have been all that talking. You see, old boy didn't have no hold on Martin and his old man, Too Tough. He had Martin looking all goofy in the eye, but baby, what ended up happening? Floating in the Hudson. Floating in the Hudson. Child. A mess. You say Leslie be walking around Fairmont Crest like Jocelyn Hernandez. Does she do? Just disrespectful. Child, you know, Celine used to be a mess. See, that was the thing. Real life. Stevie J and Mimi couldn't do what Jocelyn could do. And it was just proven. Jocelyn jumped off that pole and jumped on Stevie J and gave Mimi hell from that day forth. Because she had done tore him up, had a hold on him. And she couldn't get herself. Them two had a hold on each other. They had a hold on each other, and then it was all drug and alcohol induced and foolishness wrapped it. A mess. A mess. Love and Hip Hop 101, baby. A mess. A mess. Okay, moving right along. I seen y'all say Jacob is one of the stupidest ones. Jacob is just so nebby, and Jacob is truly like Pearl from 227 hanging out of a window, nebby ass, just nosy. What's up, Simply Deep? So we got Kat and Jacob. They going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and Kat's doing the most as usual. But the truth of the matter is, Kat really do better detective work than Jacob. She does. She really does. What I did like though is when Vanessa, because you know Vanessa is just she's natural. She's a natural shit talker. She really is. And Vanessa got a little spunk about her. You know, she's a slut. Okay. So to run around town and literally be a slut the way that she's a slut, you know, you got to have a little about yourself. And Vanessa has that. Vanessa will stand up and talk straight up shit to Doug in his face. Vanessa will stand up and talk straight up shit to Joey to a point in his face. And then Joey scare her a little bit, and then she back down, and then she come on back and she try it again. You know, Vanessa, she reminds me of a broad that been smacked a couple times, and she understands you just got to reapply your makeup and go back at it again. Don't let them get over on you. That's Vanessa. And when Vanessa told Leslie, she said, "Not so fast. You're not moving into anywhere today." I said, "Oh, the type of money that you dealing with, where you get a real estate agent to talk shit to you like that with the type of money that Leslie get ready to spend? Just hold up. Hold your, not so fast. You're not moving in anywhere today." I said, "Oh, really? Come on, real estate agent." I said, "Okay." Vanessa is just as disrespectful, honey. I like it sometimes. Just sometimes. But you know, but Nessa a slut from way back. Remember how she used to treat Antonio? Because he gave me cuckoo too. I didn't know who was going to snap first. I didn't know if Vanessa was going to get kidnapped first or if it was going to be Chelsea. But Vanessa wouldn't have been as good of a storyline. But the way Antonio was acting at first, I thought he was going to yank Miss Vanessa up and blow the lid off of the whole gigolo business. Anyway, so I thought that was real funny. I wrote that in my notes. That was in the very beginning of episode 122. I'm telling you, we had a really good week. And I was going to come last night and talk to you all. So again, thank y'all. Y'all know I love y'all to death. Thank you for trusting my process. I ended up doing a different live. I just felt like talking about just stuff. And I did that. And if you missed that, if you really want to have the Spill It Boy TV experience and not just this experience with this show, watch the video that I did last evening. We talked until about 2:30 in the morning. It's about 2:20 in the morning. But we just talked about stuff. And the guests that came through, and we had racists that wanted to, you know, it was alive, and there was a little bit of everything. Some racists come in, they wanted to have their say, and you know, you can have your say, but the final say will be mine. So it was it was a very interesting time. It was a time was had last night. That video is actually called "What Are Your Plans?" So if you really want to have the Spiller Boy TV experience, click into that video. It's over there on my YouTube channel. Okay, so check that out. But I was coming last night and talked to y'all, and I was like, I just feel like talking about something else. I had a different energy on me, so I went with that. And I'm glad I did, because that video ended up being very interesting. We had a good time. But this was good all week. All week, we've been good over here on our little show over here, baby, behind these here gates. So they found the thumb drive, and the thumb drive was basically old girl's journal. I told y'all before, trolls are messy, and they're stalkerish, and they really do have issues in real life. People who do internet trolling, there's some sick, twisted individuals. For you to sit like this and talk, and this is all you ever do, is sit like this and talk mess to people, and you want to talk about their looks and this, that, thing, and the other, and there's something wrong with that. The fact that you can't do this and you want to hide and talk shit like this, you already are not of the caliber to even be talking shit. So let's just start there. And then when you literally want to follow a person around, because that's what you're doing. When you're in, every time they click on, you're somewhere lurking in the shadows. You're they're somewhere else at somebody else's page, and you're in the chat. They scrolling around and they saying little stuff to you. There is and people act like it's really, no, it's not normal. It's not normal. You are a sick, twisted freak. You're a sick, twisted freak. And listen, there's room and space for all of us. All of us. The internet is worldwide. There's room and space for everybody. Even the weak freaks have their space and their job, and they do their job better than anybody on the internet. They are always at work. They don't take days off. They're always early for work, and they're always the last ones to go home. Do you understand? They work all the holidays. All the holidays. They do all the overtime. All of it. And you don't even have to pay them time and a half. Not at all. Not at all. And never late for work. Best employees you'll ever have is a hater. Okay? A hater will beat you to work, and they will still be there once you go home. That's just the way it is. And that is Allison. Allison is all those things. So they definitely did depict her well, but they always make mistakes because of the fact that they are so crazy. There's splinters in the windmills of their minds. So they don't have it all together. As much as they keep telling themselves, because they ass is crazy, I got it all together. Yeah, I'm ahead of the 8-ball. Ain't even walking beside the 8-ball. That's why they found a damn journal on a damn thumb drive. But you swear you are the master troll, and you left behind a thumb drive with your whole journal, you goofball. So they're on to her. They're on to her, child. And then they had this whole little thing. She wants to marry Chelsea. Oh no, I can officiate it myself. Crazy. Just as crazy as a road lizard. I could do it myself. Oh yes, because it's this, that. Then when she's having all these conversations that never actually took place, and she done put her own little spin to it. Girl, what? A fool. Then went shopping for that old tired ass nightgown. Talking about, these wedding clothes. I said, you cheap ass date. Girl, where are you going with that negligee on? Talking about these are our wedding clothes. Do you know I'm a Dupree? Girl, you crazy? You think I'm going to be somewhere out here at this old shiggity shack with you getting married with some old bootleg ass? Boots ain't on the ground. Boots on the boots on the coffee table, damn Vows and carrying on. Then you got that old negligee on. Girl, I be wearing Vera Wang. What you talk about? She is just as loose and lucid, just as simple. And then keep trying to push herself with that old sex and that old stupid red lipstick. I said, girl, you're going to get popped. You keep playing with her about that red lipstick, you're going to get popped. Saying the leather jacket over it while she going to dinner. Didn't she? With her good wedding dress on. Now, you got so much sense. Who's going out in their wedding attire with their bike ride jacket on? Because you so damn classy with a damn veil on and ain't got no second party with you, but it's your wedding day. You look a fool. I said. And then she's so crazy. She probably went, I wish they would have showed it. Her going to the restaurant telling the people she just got married and they saying, where the hell's the wedding party? Where the hell's the groom or the bride? Where you, girl, what? You coming here like you a cool rider from off of Grease too. Girl, get out of here. She's a nut. She really is a nut. So they're just kind of like breaking it down. Kat's doing a good job, doing too much as usual. Doing too much as usual. She really is. And I'm listening. Now listen. Here's when they were doing the vows back and forth. Chelsea was saying, the vows, but she was saying that she never lied. She didn't. She never lied to the Lord one time when she was doing her vows. Allison was saying her little thing, and then Chelsea would do her little response. Her response was, she was telling her truth. She was telling her truth in them vows. And when it got to the end, I said, I feel you, Chelsea, because what I got from all of what Chelsea gave, it was I vow to you up when I get loose. I was sitting here screaming. I said, "Oh, she keep cutting them lines," and I vow to you completely up when I get loose from here, Miss Thing. That's what I got, and I got so tickled. I said that's why I said she can't follow through with all of what she knows to do and the plan because Chelsea is so angry. She is so angry with her to just even be trying to take her through that. She's so pissed off. She really is. And then she keep on threatening her with these knives. Now these knives is starting to get on my nerves. It's starting to get on my nerves. See, there's something about you fanning a weapon at me that just don't sit well with my Capricorn brain. See, my Nana, you know, I was growing up, I was a little boy, you know. My Nana, there's certain lessons you got, and I got it from my Nana and my uncles and all that. One thing that I did, and I'm from the ghetto, you don't bring out a weapon and don't use it. Period. It's not cool to swing weapons around and garnish weapons, you know. What? If you pull a gun, you damn well better shoot somebody. If you pull a knife, by the time anybody knows that you have a knife, somebody should be stabbed 4 or 5 times. Those are rules of engagement. Those are rules of engagement. I don't understand the life of, oh, I'm going to, no. And listen, I'm a professional shit talker. That's what I do. I get up on here and I talk my shit. That's what I do. A seasoned professional shit talker. But what I don't do is threaten people. You ain't never heard it. You ain't never going to hear it. I'm going to so-and-so. When a conversation goes to, even in my life, not even online, if you run up on me on the street and we end up having to have a little powwow or a little kerfuffle, I might tongue wrestle with you for a while because I'm good with tongue wrestling because we want to fight. Oh, we're going to fight because I'm going to say some shit that throw you off and make you want to fight or wish that you had fought instead. I'm going to lash you with this tongue That's just the way it's going to be. Tongue wrestling with me is never fun. Never, not fun for you listening, but participating, nah. I don't want to tongue wrestle with myself. I don't. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But what I ain't going to do is sit around and waste my breath telling you what I'm going to do to you. I don't have time for it. And I'm literally not going to sit around and listen to you tell me what you're going to do to me. I'm not doing it. If I'm this whole internet thing, we can't get to each other, and you're not going to do anything. And I'm not going to sit around here listening to you telling me what you're going to do to me. You're not going to do anything. And especially right now, because you're not even in a place to do anything. So all you're doing is blowing hot air. You done got onto the other side. And now I'm done talking. Because once you tell me you're going to do X, Y, and Z things to me, then I'm going to take you at your word. You might be the biggest liar in the world. But when you say you're going to put your hands on me, whenever I encounter you, I'm going to have taken you for your word, and I'm going to make you do what it is that you said that you're going to do to me. Because once I get on guard, once I get on guard that you think that you're going to do something to me, I'm going to totally do to you what I have in my mind to do to you. And I ain't getting ready to tell you what that is. When you know, you'll already be in it. And that's just the way it is. Those are the rules of engagement. And I just can't do it. I literally can't do it. There's nothing that'll make me sit here and be like, and I'll slap your face. What am I getting out of telling you I'm going to slap your face? Because if I have to even get into that, now I'm pissed. I'm pissed. If I even have the mindset that I need to smack your face, I'm pissed because I haven't already smacked your face. So I don't even know what that is. I don't know how that works. I really don't. When things get into an argument, if it go from lip boxing to physical, when the I'm gonna happens, I'm already done with the argument. You got it. You got it, girl. You got it. You got it. You can win that part. I already tore you up. You can win that part about all of what you're going to do to me. I'm going to let you have that. I don't even got no response for you. Go on and do it. Press the gas. Press the gas. Those who have been in that situation with me, y'all know who y'all are. What I tell you, press the gas, whore. Press the gas. And that's it. That's the last thing that you actually hear from me is press the gas. And then I'll meet you wherever we need to meet up for you to press the gas. Do what it is you have to do, but I'm not going to go back and forth with you telling you about what I'm going to do because Kaufmans don't tell Gimbels their business. And if you know anything, in Pittsburgh, Gimbels went out of business before Kaufmans. Why? Because Kaufmans never told Gimbels their business. Help me, somebody. Anyway, moving right along. So I don't like, you say it's all hands and feet. Right. That was a nice way of saying it. Miss Dox, that was a real nice way of saying it. It's all ass and elbows. Okay? Yes, God. Anybody playing? So all this wielding knives at her, or it just goes all through me. I'm like, girl, you're going to pay. You are going to pay. I've been waiting for Chelsea to wrap that chain around her neck. And when she says she knows jiu-jitsu, that means you know how you know how to apply enough pressure to snap her head off if you paid attention in class. And there's enough slack. See, here I go with my evil side. There's enough slack in that chain to do her ass in. There's enough slack in the chain. And this is just what I'm looking at there on the screen. All you need, all that slack that's in that chain and a little bit of know-how, that hoe would have been done talking to me quite a while ago. Okay? Quite a while ago. But her and that knife is about wearing me out. I'm like, oh, girl, and this is a second knife. Then you got the big old butcher knife. Oh, girl, you doing too much. You doing too much. Doing too much. Ooh, you cheap negligee wearing around here, fool. Just a mess. Anyway, So moving on. I done already told y'all I was in one of them, I'm on my foolishness. So just hang on. I ain't done. Here we go. So Bill and Leslie then got into it. Leslie talked down. She felt like she got enough money. She could talk stuff to Bill. But the truth of the matter is she's still afraid of Bill because she knows, don't mess with Bill. No, 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 no. She knows that Bill's not to be toyed with. He came there to took a break off and came over there and told her just as nice, back off. Back off of me, back off the Dupree family, or it's going to be a whole problem. He ain't have no whole bunch of words for her. She said, and then she tried to talk a little stuff when she closed the door. And then she is in there, and that's when Ted came over to the house, telling her that boo crap that he was going to give her the house and all that. And she's like, oh. And he really, I mean, he was playing it up with how he, he was doing the dude. He thought he was really getting it, and then you and Eva could live there together and this, that. And first of all, why would you even want to put Eva in a house with her? Why would you put her in position to have power over Eva again? That's why Eva lives around the corner from you down to the hotel, right? You're an idiot, Ted, and you love Eva so much, but you keep on putting your baby girl in the midst of you and her mother's adult foolishness. Because that's what that is. See, Eva wasn't there in the midnight hour sweating with the lights off. That was you and Leslie. So you ain't got no business putting Eva in harm's way. And her mother is harm. Her mother's a fool. She's a fool. And the things that she's done to her. But I think the three of y'all basically really do deserve each other. For real, for real. Okay? So we got all of that stuff going on. So all of that was a mess. A complete mess. And then Nicole and Martin. Martin, shut up. I was just digging you, Martin. I had let up off of you. I did. I was like, I stopped. Wasn't even talking about you walking on your tiptoes too much no more. You just as cute with your little stuff. But even you walking on your tiptoes, I was willing to let it slide. And now you over there whining and crying and carrying on, talking about it's your fault. Oh, is it my fault that you are getting a divorce? And blah, blah, blah. Martin, when your mother and your father was sweating with the lights off, you weren't there either. It ain't got nothing to do with you. The problems are theirs. Your dad got friendly pain and your mama's mad. Okay? That ain't got nothing to do with you. Shut up and go on over there. And what you need to do is throw Smitty out of your house. You should be paying attention to your mama. You riding the rainbow. You got more in common with your mama than you do with your daddy anyway. Pay attention to your mama. Go on over there and throw Smitty out of your house. There you are. I said it. Because Smitty talking to you like he paid for the house. Smitty treating you like you was a guest in your own house. If you took a doggone page out of your mama's book, Smitty be acting better. I'm just saying. Moving right along. Now, my cat. Okay, so Kat, Jacob, and Madison get together. I told y'all before. Madison's the MVP, and then Kat is the forever MVP. So when they all together, Kat, and I loved this part, that Kat actually acknowledged to us, she spoke upon her third eye and said, she got it from Anita. And what Anita has actually called it in the past is the fact that you're intuitive. But Madison called it for exactly what it was. She said, oh, are you clairvoyant? Or what is she? No, she didn't use the word clairvoyant. She used, what word did she use? Not prophetic. It wasn't prophetic. It was, we'll just say clairvoyant. It's all the same thing. Clairvoyant, prophetic. It's all kind of the same thing. Just depends on the origin of it. So she basically spoke on Kat's third eye. She got it. She got psychic. That is the word that she used. Thank you, Jewel. Thank you, baby. Thank you, Shay. Psychic. She asked her, was she psychic? And really, I don't even like that word. Psychic is kind of like the whack job version of the other two words, but they're all the same thing. So she did. She asked her, and she says, well, no, I'm not. My grandma, my gram, you gotta call her Gran says, I'm intuitive. You have a third eye, dear. You have a third eye. And we've been seeing it. We've been seeing it all through. Oh, it was her grand. It was the dad's mother. Okay. Now, see, I missed that. I thought they were talking about Gran. Okay. So they say it's from the dad's mother. Okay, cool. Well, I hope they go. Well, there we go. I hope they go further into that because it's a thing. And they then spoke it into the air here because they've been hinting at it this whole time. We need to learn more about Ted's family. Absolutely, because I'm about tired of Ted. So hopefully his mama's more interested because I'm about sick of his ass. So move and why he's so slow in the paint. Ugh. Okay. Anyway, well, most of the time they actually do say that is actually more prevalent in the females. That's that whole thing that it's generally, it happens to the males too, but it's more prevalent in the females of the family. So maybe he's just a goon because that's what he's just supposed to be, a goon. Maybe his mama had all the power and he's just a goon. So we'll go with that. So I love that they actually touched on that. I love that obviously Madison is a believer and Madison was tapped in. So I got my whole life in that one little scene. And Kat and Madison back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then even old goofy Jacob picked up and was like, wait a minute. And that's where they went back to the whole thing of Allison and the grandmama and all of that. So they know where they are and they on their way. They are on their way, but they get ready to throw an old nasty curveball at us when they come back. And I don't know, I didn't go check it, but last night on my live, somebody said that there's no episodes all next week. Hold on. I can check it myself. I'll tell you. Hold on. You know I got it programmed in my DVR. What you're playing? Come on here. Playing around. Okay, so it's not coming back until Wednesday, is what it looks like. Yeah, looks like it's not coming back until Wednesday. Wow, that looked crazy. And then it says episode 126 on Wednesday. That's weird to me. 126. I think the numbers are off, but I don't have any programming to. You say it returns the following Monday. Okay, I don't know. I'll be paying attention because again, my television is going to pull it whenever it happens. Whenever it happens, maybe they're going to rerun something on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. No, because September. Hold on. We'll be watching. The television's going to do it. It's going to pull it. But yeah, next week we'll show the anniversary stuff. Okay. All right. Reruns. Okay. Cool. Well, what we going to do for a week? We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. And I do see that they're actually what channel was that? But they're getting ready to rerun. I think it's FX. Get ready to rerun Grotesquerie. That was a mess. Did you all watch Grotesquerie? Grotesquerie is it's from Ryan Murphy, and it had our girl Niecy Nash was the main character, and that it was Grotesquerie was something else. It was wow. So if you like American Horror Story or any of that kind of stuff, Grotesquerie is definitely worth a watch. It will definitely keep you like, what? Whoa, hold on, what? Grotesquerie was something, and I actually did do reviews on it. So I just see they get ready to rerun that, but yeah, you hated it. It had moments, D, but it was like, okay, once you get to the next part, it was like, oh, that's why they did that. It was a mess. It was a mess. Everything you could think of was going down. It was a mess. I might watch that again. I may watch it again, see if I catch anything that I didn't catch the first time. And I'm sure there probably will be. There was so much symbolism and so much stuff going on. So anyway, so that is that on that. Was a very good week. I could only take Ryan Murphy in doses. Yeah. Because things with American, I'm so disappointed in American Horror Story, because American Horror Story, the way it's set up, it was set up for greatness, and it was great for a long time. And then it started to feel like desperation. Like he had other projects, and I don't think he was putting his whole self, and then he was bringing other writers in, and it was just kind of going off somewhere, and it just kind of lost its oomph. I mean, there's more seasons at this point that I've clicked out on. Like that last season, you know what, Cheap? I kind of knew, and it don't have anything to do with Kim Kardashian. I kind of knew I wasn't going to make it all the way through the last season, because it was dealing with Rosemary's Baby. And I'm a lover of horror movies. I never liked Rosemary's Baby, the original story. It was a cute story, but I always felt like Rosemary's Baby could have been told as a short story. It never needed to be a full-on movie. It's not that interesting. Okay, we got a cult. We got somebody, the father sold his soul to the dark one, and the baby was the sacrifice, and the mama was the sacrifice. That's a short story. That does not give me a 2-hour movie. And that's basically what happened. That whole thing of the last episode, the last season, was basically built around Rosemary's Baby. And again, even redone, it wasn't worth a whole season of AHS. I clicked out. I clicked out on the season they did that had to do with the HIV pandemic. I clicked out on that. A lot of it, very interesting for people who didn't live through that era. There, a lot of things that you can learn of what went on and some of the stigmas, and there was a lot of truth in there that you could learn, which stuff that was going on, and the things that at the time people didn't really want to talk about. But all in all, they put up it was a lot of subliminal messages against a certain subsector of the LGBTQIA that I didn't like. And I was like, I see where you're going. I don't know why you're doing this, because it's giving me very Tyler Perry. I love Tyler Perry dearly, but Tyler Perry has a very bad habit of throwing daggers at the LGBTQIA on the slide. And I will click out from him when he does that. And I felt like they did the exact same thing, and I clicked out of that. They were literally demonizing the leather community, and I couldn't get behind that. I was like, no, you out of order. It's always been there. There's always been a menacing subconscious little situation with AHS and the leather community from the very first episode. And I'm shocked that nobody ever really talks about it, but it's always been there. They always did kind of villainize them, but it was just a real small subliminal. But I caught it. I caught it from the first time I ever watched it. But AHS is some good shit, so it is what it is. So sometimes people get bumped on the head. It's all right. But to do that whole season, and that whole season kept like pushing it, I was like, okay. And when we got closer, I basically clicked on out. I was like, I'm gone. And I ain't finished that. Then sometimes they get too crazy with the alien stuff. I'll be like, oh, I ain't no sci-fi fan. Anyway, again, enough of that right now, because this is a whole something different. If you need something to watch, they're going to start running Grotesquerie. If you have an interest in that, go watch it. I think it's worth a watch. It's definitely different. It's definitely, you need a strong stomach for it. It's a lot, but it's a lot of twists and turns and it's really a murder mystery, basically. And it's really a lot of goings on, and it will keep your attention. So that you can do that. Okay, anyway, but for right now, I am done. The leather stuff was basically from that movie, Cruising, and star Al Pacino. Okay, see? Mess. Pure mess. Anyway. So, all right, so we got a little week off of this. I'm not going to say what I'm going to do. Who knows? If y'all see me, a title pop up and say Beyond the Gates, then I just felt like talking about it. And I may do that. Lord knows, it's my Pennsylvania privilege. It is. I can't just imagine that I'm just going to take a whole week off and not talk about none of this, because it's so much. This is like our everyday thing. We do this every day. At some point in the day, except for Saturdays and Sundays, I'll be having a Beyond the Gates powwow. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But let me say this. Labor Day. Labor Day is coming. This is the last 2025 summer holiday. I want you all to have a safe one. Be about your business. Enjoy the last of our good weather and good time before we actually move into our holidays and, the big holidays and Halloween. I know Halloween is not for a lot of people, but a lot of my people, Halloween is a big one. That's like the first of the big ones for a lot of my people. Halloween is coming. Before we move into that, we got to get through this one first. I want y'all to do it safely. I'm listening to your Lovecraft Country review. Oh man, Pop, Lovecraft Country was everything. Lovecraft Country was everything. And now here's the thing. I may consider this because I never was one that was a fan of old shows and doing reviews on old shows. I know my protege, y'all know my protege, which is, her name is really BTV. If y'all don't know her, then you're missing out. It's just like that. Just like it's out. Her name is really BTV. That's her name. She's my protege, and her and also Ebby. My Ebby is one of the Supreme number 3. Ebby, and I guess, well, Ebby's not really my protege. Ebby's my daughter. That's my daughter. I love my Ebby. But Ebby does, she got her own thing. She don't do exactly all that I do. Really, B does the exact same things that I do. But Ebby too. Y'all make sure y'all see Ebby Reviews. Ebby Reviews does a lot of stuff, and Ebby does not get the shine that she deserves. I'm saying it here. Ebby does makeup. Ebby does clothing hauls. Ebby, and even my fault, I don't push Ebby as much as I actually should, because some of the things she does, I don't do, but I have interest in. Ebby definitely stands for the curvy Black woman. She does hauls. She could tell you stuff about makeup. She could tell you things about finding clothing for yourself, and she likes to dress. She's a thickums, and she likes to dress, and she's extra. She likes, Abby's the one. You invite Abby to a party, Abby show up to the party in a gown. That's Abby. She is extra. She's that girl when it comes to that stuff, and she don't get the attention and the draw that she actually deserves, because she really puts her all into these things that she does. And she does do show reviews and things like that. Y'all go check Abby out, because she really does have a lot going on over there. There's more to Abby than just seeing her pop into my chat and I'm like, there's Supreme number 3. She became Supreme number 3 for a reason. The reason that any of the Supremes are who they are to me is because I see greatness in them. I don't give moderator sticks to just anybody. I have 3 moderators, period. Collectively, I have over 50,000 subscribers. I have 3 moderators. That is all. Supreme 1, 2, and 3. Asia from Brooklyn, extremely talented. Very good with her hands. Crochet. You give her some yarn and a needle and something get ready to pop off. And she's smart as a whip. She's smart as a whip. She does stuff over on her channel. She don't get all the traction she should get. She can tell you about finances. She can lead you through on creative stuff. She does get on camera. She is absolutely beautiful. She's a mother. She could show you and tell you some things. That's Asia from Brooklyn. She is the original. She is the first person that ever had a moderator stick. And she is the one person that I trust the most in this whole profession. She is the one person that I would, without questioning, hand my passwords over. If something was happening and I couldn't do what I need to do, I hand my passwords over to Asia from Brooklyn, and I would never worry for one moment about what was going to happen with my channels. She would take care of it. That is who Asia from Brooklyn is. And then along came Really BTV, who we clicked, and it was like, bang, there she is, and she is like, she's my protege. We do all the exact same stuff. And then she even does more. She's bright. I'd say she's a daddy's girl, because she's like loving basketball. Really BTV. And now I'm telling some of her business, like her as a person, a real person. Because again, I know these real people. She Really BTV is like the girlfriend that you go shoot hoops with. Like, she'll smoke cigars, and she's that girl. She likes to talk politics. She can stand up there with the men and have whatever conversation that the men are having. That's Really BTV. Then all at the same time, she's a whole girly girl. So, I just be like, girl, you's a bad bitch, So that is Really BTV. And she's a cool chick. She remind me, that's like my loving basketball chick. And then I got Abby. Abby is the flip side. Abby keeps the femme side of Really BTV up front, because Abby is everything girly girl. And the two of them together is just a whole vibe. Them two, they really are. Them two sisters right there, Supreme number 2 and Supreme number 3, they a whole vibe. They really, really are. One girly girl one, and the other one, that's the loving basketball chick. And the two of them together, and they like to fight. And they like to fight. Asia from Brooklyn, she not so much of a fighter. She is a silent, deadly weapon. And I'm just going to leave that right there. Y'all don't very much see Asia. She sees y'all, though. She is a silent, deadly weapon. Period. I have 3 that I wouldn't trade for anybody. Those are my 3 moderators. I wouldn't play with them, and I wouldn't trade them for nothing. I don't need no more than that. Catch. Anyway, so that's that. I just said what I had to say. So you go check out my ladies. Those are my girls. Those are the Supremes. Let me show them to you. Those are the Supremes. They even got their look. They even got their own little thing on the channel. Hey, here they go. There they go. Them is my girls. Yes, indeedy. Those my girls. I love them to death. Y'all go check them out. Give them a click and a view, and a like and a subscribe will do. All right, y'all. Listen, I'm out of here. Y'all be safe, and I will see y'all on the flip side. See y'all on the flip side. I'll be seeing y'all somewhere out here in these streets. I promise you I will. I don't know what we're going to be talking about, but we'll be talking about something because I can't shut up. So that's just the way it is. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. See y'all.